Hey there guys, Evan Morse here, just presenting to you for your consideration the Skin Response soundtrack put together by myself, Emily, and Matt and Zoe. And in this project we were really striving to develop a playlist generator, or soundtrack as we like to call it, that was really organic in that sense. It deviated from the standard playlists generated through iTunes, whether they be customly built or through the iTunes Genius, which builds it off of an algorithm. This one is actually based around you and how you're feeling and what you're doing, and the way that it does this is using Skin Response. Now, the title of Skin Response really doesn't quite do the actual full title justice. In a perfect world, I'd be able to call it the Galvanic Skin Response Biological Feedback Soundtrack Generator. But you know, in the market these days, that probably wouldn't sell too well. So we just went with standard Skin Response. So as I'm sure you all can see here we have the Arduino board, the brick cutter board, and 6 wires and 2 pieces of copper tape, and 4 wires going into the Arduino board, 2 for power, 2 for control, and then these 2 wires coming out. And attached to the wire are these 2 pieces of copper tape. Now, there are of course other options. You can choose to weld the copper onto the wire, which is probably a bit more sturdy than using tape, but tape is just as effective. So it's pretty simple. Simply by touching these 2 pieces of copper, you'll get a galvanic skin response reading, which will be interpreted by Max, and which we eventually went on to make a very sturdy patch out of. Now, as I'm sure many of you are wondering, galvanic skin response, by its very definition, is a change in the electrical resistance of the skin caused by emotional stress. And now, modern applications of this technique are actually seen across many fields. Therapy is a very big application, as well as lie detector tests, things such as that. It's extremely accurate in measuring emotion, stress, and other various things. You know, anything from the spectrum of joy and happiness to anger, frustration, even fury. Fury has its own rating. So what we did to measure this GSR rating is we built our Max patch on a scale of 150 to 1200. 150 being exceptionally relaxed. It's kind of tough to get that low, and 1200 being livid and quite furious. So by the simple process of merely splitting these numbers and determining greater than or less than values, you can gather playlists and then have them activated and accessed depending on your GSR rating. The concept seems pretty simple, but when you use it, it's actually really cool. Like here in this shot, we have some examples of some of your fellow classmates giving it a try. Last week during our presentations, a bunch of people wanted to give it a shot, and it's really pretty entertaining to figure out what your GSR rating is, and therefore see what song is played. Here we have Ethan, somebody who's usually up in that range of about 1,000 to 1,200, usually pretty livid and furious at just about everything, and as you can see, the GSR picks right up on that and plays a song of equivalent rage, as I'm sure he would refer to it. So here we're just going to take a look at the skin response in action. And so when he does that, as you can see, he's getting a rating of 650. So naturally, he's getting an exceptionally intense song by Juno Reactor. So as you can see, it's really quite accurate, and it actually has a lot of fun use. Simply by sitting down and touching the 2 pieces of copper, it will activate a song. Now, for this demonstration, all the song clips were 30 seconds or less, but full songs can very easily be placed in. And in that case, you have a very simple playlist that comes together simply at your own will, and it's formed and put together by how you feel, and can therefore actually shape how you feel. So it will change and vary, and it's really awesome to use.